What's up, y'all? Y'all tuned in to What's Real. That's right, and I got my main man in the background. Get ready, tune in. What's up now? Hey, I'm back. Check this out. You see these right here, right? Got my headphones. You know what I be doing. No, y'all. Check this out. I got my main man, D. I ain't gonna call him just a DJ because he's a businessman, y'all. But y'all might know him as Vince Adams. Yeah. He get around a little bit. You know, he do his little thing. But, you know, Coolie be doing it too now. But you know, it's about Vince today, y'all. Check this out. I want to say this to y'all. This gentleman right here, I met him. He got a good vibe, good energy, because you know, like I always say, I only make sure I have people on the scene with good energy. And that's what this brother has. So, we're going to bring him to the stage, and here you go. And bam, there's my man. And I don't stay, go.
No, here he is. What's up, Playboy? Good to see you, Cool.
Hey, man, life's good, brother. Life is really good. And, man, I want to say this to you from the very beginning, though.
Talk to me.
Thank you for taking out a minute of your busy schedule to be on the show, man. You know, I try to like bring in people that, like I tell people all the time, my people going to be on here that's going to have good energy, but they're professionals at what they do. So I know you've been on the scene DJing for a minute because that's how I know you, but I know you do other things as well. But right, let's just jump in, man. You know, you being from Chicago. Now, was you born and raised in Chicago? You know, just fill us in a little bit.
Man, I don't even believe you asked me that question. I put Chicago on my back all day, every day, Playboy. So born and raised in South Shore, moved out of South Shore in high school to Hyde Park. So, man, I keep the 60649, 60615. That's what I represent all day. I'm 60605 now. So in the South, but still South, always South, Playboy.
Okay. Oh, so you real from Chicago. So I didn't know if you grew up in Country Club Hills or something, you know.
Hey, I get flack from the suburbs all day because they're like, what about, you know, Oak Park? What about River Forest? What about Flossmoor? I'm like, I love the suburbs, y'all, but I grew up on the southeast side. I grew up 2 blocks from the lake all my life. So out of sight, out of mind sometimes. But yes, I am from the inner city of Chicago.
You Chicago, man. Okay. Well, listen, I got a real Chicago brother with me, y'all. Hey, I love it, man. I love it. So check this out. So now I did a little research. So I know you went to HBCU. So you're from Chicago. You go to an HBCU. Now I'm gonna let you go ahead and say the HBCU you went to now. But you know, I'm gonna have to go ahead and represent Jackson State.
Yeah, see, I went to J State in the catalog. But I wound up going to A&M. So I was like, Jackson State, FAMU. So no, dude, I'm a FAMU boy. You know I got love for you, KG, you know, all the boys, man. Of course, Mark full of flavor, Superman, whatever you want to call him. I love J State, man. Y'all are like a gang. Man, I'm telling you, Jackson State, you know, FAMU, we a gang too. And Bison, but Jackson State, man, because, you know, sometimes you got to look out for those schools that, you know, you don't think a lot of people were there, but man, Chicago was thick at Jackson State.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Hey, man, you know what? And it's a good vibe, man, because it's, you know what? I wanted to say this too, like the energy when I first met you and everything. And, you know, of course, like you said, we were introduced through Mark. And when I first met you, man, the energy was just so real, brother. And you know, we kept in touch a little bit here and there. And then I started seeing you on the scene at major events, the corporation stuff that we were shooting. I'm shooting and you DJing. And I was like, this brother real. He about that business. And that's how we clicked.
Here's what I can tell you. Like, a lot of people don't know, I'm really an introvert. Like, you hear me on the mic, you know, you think that, you know, but you got to turn it on when it's time to go to work. But really, you know, I'm always like coming in the back door, coming out the back door, at work on time, leave and go home. So I'm not really an extrovert when it comes to hanging out, but I am a people person, and I am about good energy, and I do love good people. And anytime I meet somebody through somebody else, it feels like family instantly. I always start off with everybody is at 100%. Some people like, you start here, you got to build my trust. Man, I start with love out of the gate. And when you give love, you get love back. So that's what it's about, Coolie.
Hey, brother. And I mean, you represent that well, man. And you know, like from your DJing in school to I didn't even ask you really if you DJed in school, but I'm figuring you probably did at FAM, because I mean, where you at now, just give me a little bit of history. So where did that start at, you know?
Man, here's what I can tell you. I went to Whitney Young High School here in Chicago for 6 years. So 7th to 12th grade. So imagining entering 1982, about to turn, you know, 12, 13 years old, and the birth of house music is like at an all-time high, but you're in 7th grade, but you're in class with juniors and seniors. So I got like a real unique education, or a real unique introduction to music those 6 years from 7th grade to 12th grade. Graduating, I was like a basement DJ, if you will. I didn't even have a basement apartment. I grew up in a 3-flat. So I was a bedroom DJ for 4 years, and my buddy, his name is Jeff. He graduated from Whitney Young in '87, pledged FAMU's chapter of A5, Beta Nu, his freshman year. So I'm a freshman now. He's a sophomore. And he's like, dude, I got a party that my frat is throwing. You should come and DJ. I've only been on the yard for 3 weeks. I'm like, man, I'm in Chicago to hang out. And when they offered me $50, I was like, pick me up at 7. And that was my that was my first professional gig at 18. And you remember, I mean, 88, $50 was like 10 haircuts, 10, you know, 5 pieces from KFC.
No, exactly.
So that's where everything started. But just think about those two institutions, especially if you're in Chicago. My entire career is based out of my relationships from Whitney Young and FAMU. So anything that I'm doing corporate now, it's really because it started off with somebody who was either at Whitney Young or FAMU. I did an event for them. Someone else saw me. So my entire reputation, my foundation as a businessman, graduated from the School of Business at FAMU. What I'm doing today, technologically wise, graduating with a master's degree in, you know, computer science from DePaul, putting all of that together with the relationship. What brought me to where I am.
So you're a little smart, huh?
You might not want to catch me in the game of Scrabble. You might not want to catch me in the game of Scrabble.
Okay. No, I love it. I love it. So I mean, like, you know, let me bring myself back to the screen, man. I'm playing with this software, man. It's, you know how we do. But listen, I was gonna say is like, did you? I mean, with that, all that, you know, with all that knowledge and everything behind you, sir. You know, you gotta listen now. See, now you wouldn't believe that I'm a part-time professor at the University of Purdue. Matter of fact, I'll just throw that out there. Look, but this is the thing. Like I said, that good energy. See, we know how to turn it on and turn it off. You know, I call it be able to, you know, just enter any door and have a conversation with everybody. That's what a real businessman do, and that's what you are.
Because I'm a man of the people. I'm a man of the people. You know, I never. There's never been an event that I've done that makes it so that I'm bigger, better than anybody. I mean, I was overwhelmed. I just celebrated my 50th birthday, and some of the tributes. Thank you. Some of the tributes were from promoters and DJs who are more than 10 years younger than me. That say, I remember when you put your arm around me and shared this point of advice, so I'm an open book. It's not like, hey, I've got my own thing over here. I want everybody to win. And so that's how I carry myself, no doubt.
Dude, you're doing an excellent job, man. And you represent 50 well, my brother. You know,
appreciate that.
I can tell we either working out or eating right. One or the other.
Baby face, man. Good genes. Good genes. That's what I'll say.
Well, that's good. That's good, man. Keep hey, man, keep it strong, man. Because the thing of it is that the longevity. I mean, now this, if you wouldn't have said it, I wouldn't have known that you turned 50. But I would say this, you know, being in the business and you have longevity, you have a good track record. And, you know, I know you have worked with a lot of celebrities. I know you have worked and did some stuff with Obama and them. You know, I mean, that's major, man. You know, a lot of people might not know that. How does it feel to have that on your resume, or to say, hey, look, I'm affiliated with different groups and organizations because of what you do? Just if you could elaborate on that a little bit.
And that's huge, Cooley. Here's what I'll say. You're a trendsetter. What you're doing, I mean, we talked on like, you know, last Saturday, Sunday, and you were like, I've got like 12 platforms I think we're going on. I'll know, you know, when we go live, which one we're working on. And that means you're always thinking ahead, brother. And so I respect that. And I see myself the same way, man. For the last 20 plus years, I've always been ahead of the curve. And being ahead of the curve, you look stupid sometimes. And when I say stupid, people judge you because they don't understand that you're actually in another decade. You're in another phase that hasn't come about yet. And so I'll explain it like this. In 1998, I decided that I wanted to build my own website as a DJ. And people were like, why do you need a website as a DJ? And then I decided that I wanted to come out with a mixed CD, not a mixed tape in 98. I was like, CDs? Well, these CDs are played around the world at this point. Like I get hits from South Africa and from Puerto Rico, and man, they're playing your thing in I'm in Miami and somebody's playing your thing. I'm sitting in this restaurant. And so my point for saying that is now graduate to 2001 when I started using DJs. Everybody talked to me. They were like, real DJs use vinyl. And, you know, what if the CD skips? And like they tried to find reasons it wouldn't work. And then I went to Serato, and it was like, well, what if the record, what if the computer breaks down? And so let's go to 2008 for your question. I'm just sharing, that
share, brother, share.
To 08. In 2008, now every DJ has a computer, and every person with a computer considers themselves a DJ because they've got records. So what I used to get, and let me just share, I did the Buddha Lounge from 2000 to 2006 on a Thursday night for 2 hours. That Thursday night on 2 hours paid me as much as a lot of people made on their full-time job.
Wow.
Just one Thursday. What DJs used to get paid when you had to have records, but once everybody got a computer, it was like, well, we don't want to pay as much because, this DJ is willing to do 4 hours for what we would pay you for, a week or two events. And so I thought in 2008, I'm not bringing my rates down to compete with, but I have to now elevate my profile. And that's when I decided that I wanted to make a turn where I'd already done Essence Fest. I'd already been on BET. I'd already been on TV One. I had enough of a resume that said, okay, now let me parlay this experience into more of a corporate environment where comma checks keep coming as opposed to being on the club scene. So for the last 12 years, that's what I've been doing. I've rebranded myself. At that point, I get to go to bed at an earlier time. The check's clear. It's been a much different experience, but people wouldn't know about those events unless they were there. So I'm not as much and wasn't as much on the club scene, but that's what I did. I decided to innovate and change my profile to be more of a special events DJ where you're coming to a private gala or maybe a corporate sponsored event as opposed to the club scene. And that's where the Obamas and the NAACPs and the urban leagues and the 100 Black Men and the NFL and the NBA and the all-star parties, that's where that all came, was from thinking ahead and saying, instead of bringing my rate down, let me go to a different market. Dude,
you hit it on the nose with that, man. And what's crazy is that, and I'm quite sure I did Kenny Smith All-Star Weekend with D Nice to lead into that. Great event. I used to work with Kenny Burns. We did the Miller Lite Tap the Future stuff. I mean, so like you said, the stuff that it's crazy to hear this, the stuff that you have done. I've done it on another end. It's on the photography and video end. I was Steve Harvey's photographer, videographer for his foundation and stuff like that. And that just shows the level and excellence of where you are and how you got there. But this is what I want to say is, we both know and saw the experience of virtual DJing and stuff like that. I'm quite sure you picked up and saw D Nice. I don't know, you might have did it first, but brother, you right there with him.
Right.
I got to dive into that because that's a big switch from DJing in like you said, we say the black tie events, the galas, you know, where there's thousands of people, you know, big names, a lot of money. Then we say, hey, look, you go in to start virtual DJing now, and you can bring in that same audience, but you don't see them. What is that experience like, and how did you go about that virtual change? I mean, we know the pandemic had a lot to do with it, but please elaborate.
For sure. Man, okay. I'll tell it to you like this. First, I'm going to start off with our fraternity. When I say our fraternity, it includes women as well, and that's the vendor fraternity. And so DJs, photographers, videographers, event planners, caterers, it's like a fraternity or a sorority or, you know, or a family, if you will.
Exactly.
So the relationships that I've made across the years in different cities, and it's just been amazing to you know, bond with people like you, Coolie, and my girl Eve, my girl Tanya, my girl Desi, who are event planners, who put me on incredible events over the years. So I just wanted to kind of give them a shout, because this has been a extremely difficult period for the entire entertainment, convention, anything you would name industry. Sure. So that brings us up to video DJing or virtual DJing, which is something that I actually used to do 10 years ago, where if I went to a party, let's say I'm going to the Black Ski Summit, I bring an extra laptop, and it's me and Kid Capri, and I set up the laptop and I go virtual and I go virtual from the party, and you can actually watch us while we're in Colorado, and it's stored on what used to be known as Ustream.com. So DJing in front of people on video isn't a new concept to me, but as time went on, things became more about the physical event. So now we have March of 2020, where all hell breaks loose. My mom gives me a call and she says, I think that you should do a virtual party. I think you should do something. She doesn't know anything about D Nice. She's like, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. I've never gone live on Facebook. I don't even know how to go live on Instagram. I'm not interested. And then that one Saturday when D Nice went live, and let me just say this about D Nice. We actually just exchanged messages this morning. I mean, I've known Derek for many years, incredible dude. And I told him, I see everything that's going on with you, and it's not all glamour. Like everybody sees the glitz and you're on BET, but he's never been hated more. He's never had more detractors. He's never had more people trying to get his attention. That's not easy. And so I just told him, man, I see all the things that happen behind the scenes because I just know how things are. Keep your head up, keep loving your children, and stay blessed, man. You know, you're definitely going to make incredible things continue to be, you know, in your favor through all this chaos. And he was like, bro, every word that you said is so true. Thank you. So I just want to say that, you know, everybody sees the glitz and the glamour. They don't see the things that come behind it. But back to him going live that day, he had 100,000 people on that Saturday because people were hitting me up like, check out D Nice, check out D Nice. And I was like, okay, I'll check out D Nice. And when I did, I wrote a whole like little thesis about it on Facebook, and it got a lot of likes and things of that nature. And the thing was, man, he created a vibe. He actually created something that people walked away from and felt different in a time of chaos. But here's what happened. It was a fishbowl. What I mean by the fishbowl is we've all been at VIP parties where the rope is here, and you could either make it upstairs to VIP or you were down on the main level. And what he had in this 100,000 people party was all the celebrities were up there, but if you were down on the main level, you weren't getting a shout out. So it was like, oh, Lenny Kravitz, oh, Janet Jackson, oh, Michelle Obama, oh, Oprah. And then, you know, Terry Glenn is like, shout me out, shout me. No, Terry Glenn, you're not getting a shout. So what I thought was, man, I could do this, but I could make this a party for everybody. And use my interpersonal chat skills and mic skills to really bring in the fraternities, the sororities, the high schools, the colleges, you know, the neighborhoods, the different parts of the country and make it everybody's party. So if you're in your kitchen, you're in your bedroom, you're in your, dining room, basement, you feel like you're in the middle of the party. That was what opened the door for me on the virtual experience. And I did it with one webcam. I did it with one phone. There was no bells, whistles. And man, over 4,500 people came in to the party. And that everything just really took off from there. But it was really about the people. It was like, let me create an experience where it's your party, not a VIP party where if you're not the VIP, you don't really get exposure. Let me create something for everybody. And man, that was the birth of it. And I've been working literally every day since that first party in March. And when I say working, there's so much, we talked about it, that happens behind the scenes.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to do that. People are like, they just think you show up and things happen. Man, it's been a lot of sleepless nights figuring out a lot of things. Yeah.
Preparation, man. And I mean, this is like you just said, is, you've been doing it for a minute, and I mean, you touched up on it when you set up Ustream, when you were in Kid Capri, that dude, you went back. That's almost like saying MySpace.
Yeah, no, it was. Put it to you like this: it was closer to MySpace than it is now to TikTok.
Exactly.
So chronologically, what I did then was closer to MySpace than it is to TikTok. So that was a while ago.
Exactly, dude. So I mean, listen, this is what I was going to say to you, is that I want to say I am so happy that you jumped in and you saw a window, because that's what separates us from the rest on a lot of different levels. And I mean, it's a lot of great people doing great things, DJing, photographers, videographers. But like you said, when a situation hit as strong as the pandemic, you have to think, what can I do to keep my brand out there? And you said it, and you did it. You saw a window, you jumped in it. Hey, you got the VIP. I want to serve the people. And bam, right after your event, it just took off. And I mean, I kid you not, I haven't told anybody this, but it was a video I did when the pandemic hit. I was there. Like I said, I had just worked with Be Nice at the All-Star Weekend. So boom, I'm filming him and we talking and stuff like that. But then when it hit and I saw him DJ, I was like, oh shoot, that's dope. Guess what I did? I went in the basement. I started DJing. I went live on one of my private channels.
I'm sure.
Yeah, and you know what? And when I did it, I said, that's not what I do. I do video. I do. I'm like, I'm gonna keep my brand out there. Oh, Coolie DJing. That ain't gonna bring me no business. And like you said, I had to restructure, because this is the same thing. When it hit for me, I'm teaching at Purdue. I mean, we had to go virtual. I'm teaching television production. So you're taking a class that's supposed to be taught with hands-on, and you making it virtual. So I just took all that knowledge and said, look, why not coop it into doing what I do? Boom, there's the birth of some shows. Boom, there's the birth of you. Now, and then you got a show too. So touch up on your show, my man. Because I mean, see, listen, y'all, like I said again, this brother doing things. So now tell us about your show that you got going on too, because it's hot.
This last 3 months has probably been the most fertile 3 months of my entire career. I'm on more people's radar than I've ever been. And just imagine that. I mean, most people think that you're going into 50, like it can never be better than those Buddha days, or it can never be better than DJing for Obama, or it can never be, man, I always feel like my best day is my next day. It's like not my best time behind me. My best times are really ahead of me. So I mean, the power of this fertility for me in this period has been, trademarks, has been, domains. It's been a new app that's about to come out. It's been a listening party, virtual listening party, where people from around the world are listening to an artist that I love, Vic Lavender. It's been, these virtual party experiences. It's been giving people who, traditionally had a birthday party in a physical location, now the ability to invite friends from literally around the world, different parts of the world, for their virtual birthday party. Yeah. I'm not doing, let me put it out there, I'm not doing a lot of virtual birthday parties. I am doing virtual corporate events, virtual fundraisers, things of that nature, but just sharing how being able to flip this thing has been incredible. So that leads me then to the Voices of House Music, where my big brother, Steve Silk Hurley, one of the innovators, one of the biggest names in the history of house music. Steve and I had a conversation 5 years ago, and I said, man, Steve, we should have a conversation just about the history of house, your place in it. Let's go out to lunch sometime and have that conversation. He was like, anytime. And then in April, I think it was, I had a thought, and I was like, what if the world could hear that conversation behind me and Steve? But I don't just know Steve. I know Farley Jackmaster Funk. I know Terry Hunter. I know Wayne Williams. I know some of the biggest. I know Dion Cole, who's now become, you know, a landmark and a huge tastemaker in house. I know these people. Why don't I now feature their story in an uncut, unedited, unscripted fashion for people? And that became the voice of house music, which literally has come, you know, to a huge level of acclaim, some level of scrutiny relative to, you know, the efficacy or the, you know, the truth of the story. But I'm not playing historian, I'm playing fan. This is the opportunity for these individuals to tell their story, how they recall it. And I'm just kind of the vessel that's giving them the platform to do it. So between the virtual events, my own website, listening parties, voices of house music, you know, private events, man, I literally have not stopped working since the end of March.
My man, listen, you open up a platform where people are now hearing some of the originators of house. Brother, that's deep. I mean, to be able, like you said, you know, you knew the market, you knew the people, and the relationships. Now it's just a conversation, which is always good to have. And now they're hearing it from the voices of legends. These are legends that I'm saying, come on now, don't be humble over there. You interviewing legends, brother.
Man, I mean, it's been incredible to have the Rolodex that I have from 3 places. 1, Whitney Young High School. 2, Chicago as a city. And then 3, Florida A&M University. I mean, I pledged Will Packer, who was the most influential, you know, Black man in all of Hollywood. And, you know, to be able to pick up the phone and call him directly, you know, the great thing is I've got an incredible Rolodex, but I don't ask for favors. But when I reach out, people are like, hey, how can I help, just based on, you know, the relationship that we've had over the years. So the Voices of House Music is nothing I get paid for. I have no idea of where it's going. It's a labor of love. But at the same time, I want for people to be able to open up this time capsule, you know, 50, 100 years from now and see this rich history from the people that had a hand in making it happen.
Listen, I'm gonna say this and throw it out there. The way, the direction that you're going, it's going to blow up, because again, you created something of genius. And that's what I'm saying. It's the quality of it. Everything that we do right now, we're building up to be that next level. There's no doubt. From your show to my show, and down the road, I can see us working together on other things. But this is the thing. We had to start somewhere. This is 11th episode for me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I'm saying. God has been good. A weekly show, you know, that out of something, you know, as vicious as this virus, you got to do something to take your mind away, because you know what? When it hit us, I couldn't watch the news no more, man. It was driving me crazy. Right. So I had let's create that happy moment, you know, and this is what it's all about.
You know, so what I can say is that once D-Nice went live, I went live, every DJ went live, as they should. I don't have a problem with it. I still go live. But for sure, the thing that I thought was, we can't have the TV look like MTV, VH1, BET, VH1 Soul, VH1, like, you know, like you can't have 30 music channels. Like, let me create an MSNBC or let me create a CNN. So I took an off, which is something still within my wheelhouse, you know, which is music, but let me do it in a talk show dynamic, as opposed to the next time you see me, it's live. And so that level of diversity has really, in my opinion, helped my virtual appearances, where I really only do 1 or maybe 2 virtual events a week where I'm out there DJing. And I've actually skipped weeks. People are like, what's up tonight? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, here's I'm not working. So I'm not like on 5 nights a week. And I think that diversity has really helped on a more following and more favor relative to my live events, because it's not like I'm just focusing on the DJ aspect. People are seeing the umbrella, if you will, the entire, from beginning to end of my skill set, not just what I do behind the mic. And we can certainly talk about the fact that I don't see myself ever DJing a live event ever again.
Wow. Now,
Yeah, I don't see myself going.
You know, and that's deep. I mean, to say that, you see, I changed my hat, I'm back. But you know, now that's deep though. I mean, to say, you know, to step away, because you know what? I think you at a point, because see, you see the new movement. That's an innovator. You know, and like you said, I'm not, I mean, that is strong to say that you, so if the bomb and them came, you say DJ again, you wouldn't do it. Whoa.
Hey, give me a feed, put me on a big screen, put a camera out there, let me see who's in the room, I'll do it virtual. Yeah. So yeah. Let me show it from this perspective, Coolie. And I think that people need to understand what's happening right now. We're dealing with, well, let me also give honor and respect to the 2 weddings that I had this year who have gone over to next year. I will honor those contracts. Right. So it's, you know, I'm not creating any more new business. So they're like, you know, calling their fiance, like he said, I'm running the wedding. You guys are good. Good for 2021 for that, you know, all things staying well. However, we're dealing with a world condition that has no end in sight. We're seeing the fact that people are rolling everything back that they rolled, you know, open. Yeah. However, it was, you know, so I won't get into politics and everything, but here's the one thing that I can tell you from a positive side. There are people who have partied more virtually in the last 3 months than they partied physically in the last 3 years. So it doesn't mean that when things open up that there won't be, and let's say that's 2021, 2023, whenever it happens, it doesn't mean that there won't be a demand for in-person experience. However, the demand for the virtual is not going away anytime soon. So why would I rush back to a physical event with 250 people when I can be at a virtual event and in my sweatpants and my favorite pair of Adidas for 700 or 1,000 people? And here's where it's going to next. Let's say you look online and the DJ has 300 people in that party. You know, when you look at it says 300. But what if there's an average of 4 to 6 people watching that feed? Meaning that people will have their own congregation, their own comfort circle around them in their basement, in their backyard. So what if that 300 that are up there in number is really like 1,800 or really like 1,200 because they've got a couple friends over, you bring the chips and wok, you bring the vodka, you know. So what we're going to start to see is that the big scene kind of comes down to satellite parties. But if you know the DJ X, Y, and Z who you enjoy is having a virtual set from 7 to 11, well, you just invite your friends over at 6. You guys party. You know, they stay the night because y'all had a couple extra shots. Please don't drive drunk. But, you know, that's what I'm saying is that when you look at the power of being able to attract that many people, I have people from Bangkok, people from New Zealand, people from England dropping into my virtual party. Why would I go back into a physical contained event where I have to show up earlier, leave later? Like all the benefits are with me in virtual with really no detriment.
Dude, I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Innovative. You're thinking ahead of time, because I mean, it's crazy that what you just said. That's what I'm talking about, man. We are so much alike, and it's scary. And we're gonna be getting off the show in a minute too. Hey fans, we appreciate y'all. We see all the chiming in. We see all the likes. You know, so we're gonna get to y'all. We're gonna read off some of them names in a little bit. But I wanted to say this to my man while I got him on here. It's incredible that how much we think alike and some of the same situations. I just turned down, and I'm not kidding, an event for 600 people yesterday. I couldn't even fathom the thought when they asked me out. You know, I asked them all the questions, where it's going to be, things of that nature. It was a fundraiser, big event. And then I said, well, you know, since we're in this pandemic still, it ain't went nowhere. How many guests going to be there? And she so kindly said, we're going to social distance. It's going to be 600 people. I'm like, how do you social distance with 600 people? We can't do it. I couldn't even come up with a way to say it professionally. I said, no, we just can't do it. She was like, what you say? I said, no, we can't. I mean, because it just, you know, I ain't even got to say no more. We know people are dying. And it comes to a certain point Where do you value your life over money? And you said it all right there. You know where you're going with this. It's the same type of situation I'm looking at myself. What's next? How to continue to do what we're doing, capitalize off of it, and move forward. And I mean, people that's listening, if we're talking serious business right now, if the information that we just gave y'all, if y'all don't take it in and understand, that's on you. But right now, I'm just saying is what me and him discussing right now, that's real business. That's real talk.
Let me just share it like this, Coolie, man. And I appreciate you so much for having me on the show. It's always good to connect with family, for sure. But, you know, here's my opinion, and I want anybody who hears this, feel free to take it as your own. There's a difference between an opportunity and an eventuality. So let me go back to when I was DJing on CDJs, which means that I had, you know, physical, you know, CDs that I had to put in and out, or you have physical records. And then there's this thing that's called a computer in Serato, where you can put your entire record collection in a computer and carry it on your backpack and have songs for any occasion on one computer. That's not an opportunity. That's an eventuality. Eventually, everyone's going to do it. So you can either adopt early or you can adopt it later. An opportunity is, hey, it's 85 degrees outside. Let me create a lemonade stand. It may work, it may not. That's an opportunity, though. So opportunities are good. Eventuality is, this is going to happen whether I do it or not. So virtual is going to continue to get bigger whether I do it or not. I could either be the person that gets it later, or I could be the trendsetter and the pioneer and on the front end of it. And for any DJ out there who thinks that you're too late, if my following on Twitch today is like close to 2,000, I think that there's somewhere around 350 million people in the United States and 7 billion in the world. There are a lot of people who don't know who I am, but may know who you are. For you to create your own following, I don't want for anybody to feel like they're late. You're on time, but it's eventually going to happen whether you go live or not. Find your own branding, create your own structure, find your own positive points, your own points of strength, and just find a way to appeal to, you know, the public. I'm going to say two things, Coolie, if I have the time to share two things. Is that okay?
Man, I'm gonna kick you off my show in a minute. No, go ahead.
two big things. If you have 30,000 people in a feed like D-Nice, you've got a problem moving those people over to somewhere else. If you've got 75 people in your feed, you don't have a problem. You have an opportunity, because if you go over to Twitch, that is not going to kick you off, Mixcloud, whatever. Facebook, Instagram, they don't want you DJing on their platform. Go where you are accepted, but don't worry about the 75 people who you used to get on Facebook. Find a whole new world somewhere else and continue to develop. You don't need graphics. You don't need anything. You're in the right place right now, which is why I created onlinedjdirectory.com. It's my own domain, my own website to help DJs be found easier in the virtual environment. But I'm in the process now of finishing the app, and what this app will be is the world's first online DJ directory, where you can go to your iPhone, you can go to your Android and find DJs in your city, find DJs by genre, because people aren't going to be able to congregate, like you said, with 600 people, 500 people, 50 people anytime soon. So if you want a virtual experience, I'm helping the DJ create that bridge, but it's going to happen whether we do it or not. Be on the front end of it, not on the back end.
Beautiful. Say that. Listen, before we close out, say it again. Where can they find you for this app and the website? I want people to know this.
Well, you can find me anywhere: Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, everything /DJ Vince Adams. Everything is /DJ Vince Adams for me. But the website, which is in beta right now, because version 1 was fantastic. Now we're making it far more robust. So it's not ready for prime time. But if anybody just wanted to kind of take a look, it's onlinedjdirectory.com, and the app will have the same name, and you just go to the App Store. On Apple, you go to the Google Play Store and put in Online DJ Directory, And eventually in July, that will be available for everybody as well. And that's a free service to DJs that I'm doing.
Wow. Well, listen, I mean, I just want to make sure they can find you. Listen, gentlemen, all you DJs, you better go check that directory out and join it. This is a good brother to know. He's doing great things. And like I said before, anybody that's on this show has definitely got good energy and well respected in their craft. And I mean, Vince, man, it's a wonderful conversation with you, my man. Listen, I know that, like I said, again, we're going to do some things in the near future. I want you to stay safe, stay safe and stay humble because I'm with you. How many people go, nah, we're going to just chill. I'm going to stick right here at my desk or in my room and make it happen. It's a wonderful thing.
Being in the room by myself and creating that energy is nothing like it.
Exactly. You know what's crazy? Now we see what Tom Joyner and Steve Harvey have felt for years, making money sitting in their bedrooms and in their closets and wherever else. And it's a wonderful
across the world. Yeah,
across the world. That's what's open. And people, I'm just gonna say this. And Vince, I don't know if you prepared for it, but you might have thought of it too. Listen, all you people that's going live, expect it to be somebody gonna be paying. You're gonna be paying in the near future. I promise you. Somehow, you're gonna have to pay to go live. So that at the party stuff, when you go live, see how much it costs. It's coming. So this is where it's at now. It's changing the game. It's going to eventually happen. So y'all be safe. And my man, you be safe. And Vince, again, we really appreciate you. I'll hit you up. We're going to talk and communicate, make some things happen. Hey, keep the good things going. Look forward to see you. Hey, when is your next set? The house set. When the next time we can view it? The next show.
The next set will be after the 4th of July. I'm doing July 5th because we know that July 4th in Chicago is all about the chosen few. So I'm doing a set called Exotic Cocktail on Sunday on Twitch, twitch.tv/DJ Vince Adams, starting at 4 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Eastern. Exotic Cocktail. We're going to have fun, make it summertime wherever you are, no doubt.
Appreciate you. Make sure y'all tune in Sunday.
We're back to flight, Coolie.
All right, love you, brother. Take care. Be strong.
Much love and
peace. All right, y'all. I told you, man, my man Vince Adams was in the building, y'all. Listen, we do this every Thursday. That's right. Coolies What's Real, talking to real good quality people that's doing their thing in their industry and other industries. People, just remember this. It's always a good vibe. It's a good time. This brother has given you a lot of information for the future, y'all. Pay attention to it. Jump in. Have fun with it. Make something happen because you know what? We cannot miss these opportunities. It's never too late. But you know what? Once you get ahead of people, you're leading the way. And I look at Vince as a trendsetter, just like myself. You know, I'm cool. Hey, thank y'all again tuning in. Next Thursday, I got another special guest, y'all. Coolies What's Real. We're out. Peace.